Good morning, Coach Moore.
Good morning.
Appreciate you taking out this time. Has to be a very exciting time. I can remember the last game I was at. How excited you were to see just the coverage and just a packed stadium at Reynolds Coliseum, and just that atmosphere that you were able to have for that home game against North Carolina. I'm guessing you're expecting that same type of atmosphere tomorrow night. How exciting is it for you guys to be hosting games like this, a top five showdown within the ACC in front of your home crowd, and just to see the fruits of your labor that you've built over the years with this program?
Well, again, our fans have been unbelievable. I think we've already sold out several games coming up down the stretch. So it's exciting. It's great for our players. They love, playing in front of a big crowd, playing in front of a packed house. And obviously this is a, marquee game. It's one you circled, way back as soon as the schedule came out. Louisville's going to be there, and Jeff Walls does a great job. You knew it was going to be a big game, and sure enough, here we are. And it's exciting for the players. This is why you do all that work in the off season, the summer, and things, is to put yourself in a position to play on the big stage in these big games. So I think we're all excited about the opportunity.
With how battle tested you guys have been throughout this year, how confident are you in the preparation that your team will have against a very strong Louisville squad?
Yeah, again, I think we've played a great non-conference schedule, and then we've jumped into league play and played some big games already. So, I think we're ready. Obviously, Louisville's very hot now. They've won 15 straight. So they come in here with a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. And, we were able to go over there and beat them at their place last year. So I know they're going to come in here ready to try to quieten the crowd a little bit. And hopefully that doesn't happen.
Jake, you can go ahead.
Hey, Wes, with the combination, of such a deep roster, and then the last month or so, a lot of blowout wins, have you kind of seen a difference in the energy levels or kind of just health of the team in general this deep into the season compared to, teams of years past?
Yeah, I don't know. This team's been a little up and down in some ways. Probably with all these veterans, we've got some kids that have been here 5 years. We've got other, we got Raina, who's played 5 years. You got Elisa, who's a 4-year senior. They've all been battle tested, and probably there's times they want to just say, let's move on, let's get to March. And we got to keep trying to use this time as dress rehearsal, so to speak, making sure that we're cleaning stuff up and that we're at our best in March. So I think it's a combination of things. I do feel like, in some of these big games, we've come out with a lot of energy and a lot of urgency. I would like to see that every night, be consistent with it. But, again, I thought we had it Sunday against Duke, and hopefully that's going to carry over. And, I know you don't have to say a whole lot about getting them up for this game. I think they'll be excited and have a lot of energy, hopefully. So, again, we'd like to see us be a little more consistent with that. But we've been able to survive and keep moving forward. And hopefully we'll start building and getting the momentum we need as we head towards postseason.
Alec, go ahead.
Yeah, Wes, you mentioned, I think it was before the Carolina game, that you hadn't been happy with the defensive performances in the few games before that. Since then, 2 games where you've held an opponent to 45 and Duke was at 22. I was just curious how you would assess kind of the way you guys have been playing on that end of the court in the last 2 weeks.
It's been better. And like I said, though, you want to see it consistently. And a lot of it has to do with, making good decisions out there when we're guarding the ball, and when there's a pick on the ball involved, making a quick decision and read and go with it. Part of it's that. And, again, I still think that's going to be what makes or breaks us, our energy and our urgency on defense and on the boards, because, we want to be a team that competes for championships. and you're going to have a night or two where you don't shoot well, and to survive and stay in the hunt, you're going to have to defend and rebound. So hopefully that point's getting across. And, going back and watched our games from a year ago against Louisville, both at their place and in the tournament. And I just loved the way, the way we were moving, the way we were flying around defensively. So hopefully we'll have that again Thursday night and for the rest of the season, for that matter, I hope.
James, go ahead.
Yeah, Wes, I think Louisville's holding teams to 49 points per game, which is an unreal number. Just what is it they do well defensively? What makes them so successful on that side of the ball?
Well, a big part of it's what we were just talking about. I mean, they just play hard now. I mean, they put a lot of pressure on you. They get in the passing lanes. They pressure the ball. Jeff does a good job of mixing things up. So they may switch. They may show big, first pick on the ball. They may trap it. They're going to press. A lot of times it's man-to-man, and they'll pick you up full court, but they'll also do a full court zone press where you have to make some decisions and read the D. And so again, they just they play hard. They get after you, and I think he's done a great job of selling them on the idea that this is what's going to determine our fate, is how well we defend, and they're doing a heck of a job of it. I think they're fourth in the country. Georgia Tech's the other team in our conference is doing a great job of it. So that puts, first of all, puts a lot of pressure on you offensively to handle the ball, make good reads, burn the help, so to speak, because they do a great job of helping from all over the court, not just the weak side, but everywhere. But it also puts a lot of pressure on your defense, because they're going to try to keep the score low, and they're going to try to make it difficult for you to run your stuff. And so that puts a lot of pressure on your defense to keep up, so to speak.
And also they've added Ingsler from Syracuse. What does she add to their team that maybe you haven't seen from them the last couple of years?
Well, I mean, Louisville's been good for a long time. So, but Ingsler's, arguably she's filling up a stat sheet. Okay. I mean, you look at her, first of all, she can score the heck out of it, whether it be inside, off the bounce, shooting the three. Defensively, she's going to make steals. She flies around all over the court, and, she's 6'1" or 6'2", whatever, and she can move well and make plays. She's also big time on the offensive boards. She just, like I said, she'll block shots. She does everything. And, she's a big concern, on both ends of the floor, but especially trying to slow her down offensively and in transition. She's really good.
Thanks, Wes.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Wes, you guys have done a good job of avoiding players missing time due to COVID. I mean, what is there a certain, I guess, have you guys been working at that? Is it something you guys have made it a point to emphasize?
Well, I mean, I do think, we're probably everybody's trying to be more conscious of it and avoid situations as much as possible. But we had a few early. We went to Clemson. We were missing a couple of players and all three assistant coaches. So we haven't fully dodged it. But, nowadays, I mean, again, thank goodness, most of the time the symptoms have not been very strong, and hopefully that's the case. And but it's day to day. It really is, and not just your opponents also. Again, we were scheduled to play Notre Dame and prepared for them, and then Friday evening we find out, oh no, you're going to Miami instead, and you got one day to prepare for them. And so it's my wife said something about, you just got to be more flexible. And I said, yeah, that's really a strength of mine, isn't it? And when she got up off the floor from laughing, it was okay. But
Jake, you can go ahead.
Yeah. If you just look at on a game-to-game basis, Jakia's numbers, they're not, quite what you've come to expect from the last couple of years. But I'm curious, when you're watching live and then when you go back and watch the film, do you kind of notice what the numbers would say is maybe a drop in performance, but when you're watching it, do you think that reflects what the box score reflects?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. First of all, you got to realize that's why, a lot of times kids come in their freshman year or sophomore year and they put up numbers and everything's great. It's kind of like tennis. You know how they match them up, number one versus number one, number two versus number two. Well, your sophomore year, the other team may have their third best perimeter defender on you. And then when you start building a reputation, now it's going to be their number one defender on you. So I think that's a factor some. I think she's pressing a little bit. I also think we got more scorers now. I mean, you can't help but realize, Diamond Johnson's going to, she's going to take some of the numbers. I mean, that's just the fact of life. And so we got a lot of people, Kai shooting the ball well, Raina shoots it well, obviously Elisa inside scoring the ball, KJ, Jada Boyd. We got a lot of people that can score. So if a team wants to concentrate on one player, then I think other people are going to benefit from it. But we have talked too about, people realize she's a great shooter. So they're really extending their D. And she's going away, fading further out, when I think she'll be better served if she can go backdoor some, attack off the bounce some. And then when she goes off the bounce, she's got a great jump shot. You don't have to get all the way into the help. You can pull up, or she's done a really good job here recently of kicking the ball to the open shooter, because she draws a lot of attention. So, our kids are pretty good. I mean, everybody has someone in their ear telling them you need these numbers or whatever, but our kids have been pretty good, about sharing the ball and being unselfish. And you just got to take what the defense gives you. And some nights, it's like a defensive lineman in football. If they want to double team you, somebody else may get the sack. But, hey, the whole idea is for the team to be successful, and Jakia helps our team be successful.
Mitchell, go ahead.
Yeah, Wes. I know earlier you said this is a game that the players really get excited for. But you and Jeff have kind of been doing this for a couple of years now too. Having teams at the top of the league. Is this a game that you guys get excited for as well?
I don't know, man. Again, they've got great talent. They're well coached. I don't know if I can call that excited. We'll see. Some nights it feels like a root canal. So it is though. You want to be in this position. It's sometimes I like being the one that's laying low in the weeds and the grass, and just everybody ignore us down here. But this is what you work for, to put yourself in a position that you're in these marquee games. And when you're on ESPN, it's a big game. And, when Louisville ranked number 3 in the country, we're ranked number 4 for what it's worth. That's a big game. And so you'd rather be that than irrelevant, So again, from that standpoint, we're excited and very blessed.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about Jada Boyd. I think over her last 5 games or so, she's averaging about 9 points and 6 rebounds, seemed to kind of be providing that boost off the bench that you guys were hoping for, before she got injured. Does it feel like she's kind of at that point now where you're getting kind of what you want out of her?
Yeah, I think she's playing really well. And, constantly, on her about getting to the offensive boards because she's really, really good at that. As her shots improve, sometimes she tends to hang out there looking for that shot. But she's shooting the ball well. She's getting to the rim, which I love seeing. I love seeing her run the floor in transition, because when she goes, there's not many people that can keep up with her. But yeah, she's doing a lot of things well for us. I think that's really important with KJ, still working her way back to 100% from her surgery and all. Jada Boyd is very critical to what we're doing and to this team. And just like her and Diamond both, you could say we got 7 starters for that purpose. I mean, again, we got a lot of talented players. So again, yeah, we're excited about where Jade is at.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got time for these last two. So James, you can go, and then Rob, you're good to go after that.
Yeah, Wes, you mentioned a minute ago you like lying in the weeds. I'm interested from when you took over at NC State to where you are now as a program. Do you sense that you get a different level of intensity from your opponent with the recent success you've had the last few years?
I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, just like we're talking about our team, you know, I wish we were more consistent sometimes with our effort, with our urgency. I keep using those words, but you know, I think sometimes you go into a game thinking, okay, we got this. And you know, then I think there's other games where, you know, you circle it, like I said, on your schedule when it comes out, and oh, that's going to be a big game. Who do we have before them? Who do we have after them? You know, how's it sandwiched in there? And so there's no doubt, you know, you're going to get everybody's A game when you're, you know, the wind blows hardest at the top of the flagpole, you know? So yeah, it's blowing hard, but like I said, that beats the alternative. So we're excited for that. And hopefully our players, you know, can handle that and realize that's going to make you stronger at the end of the day when you get ready for postseason.
All right, and you can go ahead with our last one, Rob.
Yes, Wes, the game Louisville and then obviously Vatech is this weekend. Do you think Louisville and Vatech sort of simulate what NC State might face in a hypothetical regional semifinal final situation?
Oh, sure. I mean, that's a great comparison. You know, I think Virginia Tech should be ranked top 25 right now, but you know, obviously Louisville's, you know, one of the top, you know, teams in the country. So yeah, that's a good point. You know, you're having a quick turnaround against two of the best teams in the country. So yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Maybe I'll tell my players that, Rob, and I'll take full credit for thinking of that.
It's yours, brother. You can have it.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you again for making time for this today, Coach Moore, and we will see a lot of you all, hopefully all of you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Coach.
it.
Thanks, Maddie. See you guys
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Maddie.